Child, I was in the Discord chat, and we got a little tab for book recommendations, whether it be from me or from everybody else. And somebody posted that they read Ringout by P. Jelly Clark. Okay, and I'm gonna put the cover on the screen that they posted in the chat. And baby, them hussies was in an uproar talking about how spooky it was and how it was scary and how they don't read to be scared, they read to escape. They want coochie books. That's what they said. I'm just telling you what them heifers said. And that got me to thinking, I don't be doing my job right. So now you got to sit through a Spooky Books Rex video, because y'all heifers is going to read diversely if it's the last thing I get you hussies to do. Get in here. Hey cousins, welcome back, welcome me, welcome you, welcome back to Shelby and the Book Club. I'm Shelby Monet, and we're going to talk about a few spooky books, some that I've read, some that I'm going to read again, some that I'm interested in. I don't always do the spooky, but the goal with reading, even when we are trying to escape, is to read diversely. It just does good things for your brain. And I'm trying to make you smart, okay? When your husband or your partner or your wife sees that you've been buying all these damn books, I at least want there to be a benefit before you got them people cussing at me for all that money you was spending on your book collection, okay? So, we're going to talk about some spooky Rex. Before we get started, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe if you ain't already. Most of y'all is, and I appreciate y'all. Love you. But for the ones that you ain't, what you waiting for? You keep coming here watching the video anyway. Just hit the subscribe button and turn the notification bell on so that you know when the new videos come. It's every Friday anyway. What you doing? Okay? And then you got to share. All right? Because we was on the road to 15,000 before the 2025. And we got time, but we ain't got that much time. So if you share and you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, then we'll be reaching our goals before you know it and stuff. All right? All right, let's get into it for real this time. Now, per usual, all right, everything will be listed where? In the underneath a bar. And why do we call it the underneath a bar? Because it is underneath the video. All right, now, I spend a lot of time sitting here typing and getting the links and making it look presentable so that y'all could click that read more button and or expand, whatever the hell the button say. You could click it. All right, you could click it and get to all the links and all the things like that so you can get these books if that's what you want to do with your money and that's your business. I'm just saying it's where it's at. All right. Now, if you see me looking down, it's because I got my little homegirl here. Y'all know this the mini girl. That's my little iPad. I got all my stuff and my links on here so that I can tell y'all what these books and stuff is about. Okay? All right. Everything will be posted on the screen. And the links are where? I can't hear you. In the underneath a bar. Good job. You getting it. Good job. So, first up, we're going to talk about the book that scared them heifers in my book club. It is called Ringout. Ringout is by P. Jelly Clark. This says, in America, demons wear white hoods. This puts me in the mind of the comic books that I've been reading called Bitterroot. I love Bitterroot. I love Bitterroot a lot. Pop that on the screen somewhere. If you like comics, you should read that. I think I talked about that in my August reading wrap up. But anyway, in America, demons wear white hoods. In 1915, the birth of a nation cast a spell across America, swelling the Klan's ranks and drinking deep from the darkest thoughts of white folk. All across the nation, they ride, spreading fear and violence among the vulnerable. They plan to bring hell to earth, but even the Ku Kluxes can die. Standing in their way is Marcy Boudreaux, and her fellow resistance fighter, a foul-mouthed sharpshooter and a Harlem hellfighter. Armed with blade, bullet, and bomb, they hunt their hunters and send the Klan's demons straight to hell. But something awful's brewing and making, and the war on hell is about to heat up. Can Marcy stop the Klan before it ends the world? I know she can. If I ain't betting my money on nothing, I'm gonna bet my money on a black woman. I tell you that much. I tell you that much. Next, we have an anthology that is actually by Jordan Peele. So if you are a Jordan Peele fan of his movies, you might like this anthology. So this says, a cop begins seeing huge blinking eyes where the headlights of cars should be that tell him who to pull over. Two freedom riders take a bus ride that leaves them stranded on a lonely road in Alabama where several unsettling somethings await them. Hell no. A young girl dives into the depths of the earth in search of the demon that killed her parents. These are just a few of the worlds of Out There Screaming, Jordan Peele's anthology of all new horror stories by Black writers, featuring an introduction by Peele and an all-star roster of beloved writers and new voices. Out There Screaming is a masterclass in horror, and like his spine-chilling films, its stories prey on everything we think we know about our world and redefine what it means to be afraid. I think I'm gonna have to, I wanted to read it already. But I have so many questions. Some things are awaiting them in Alabama? I mean, I used to always say, if you're from Alabama, I apologize now. But two places that I feel like you fuck around, open a broom closet in, and it's gonna be hell on the other side, is Alabama and West Virginia. I feel like I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. It's not a nice thing to say, but I feel like I'm not wrong. Okay. Next, we have The Reformatory by Tanana Reeve Dew. Did you know that I have a podcast? If you didn't, now you know. The link is down below if you would like to support us and listen. We are reading The Reformatory this month. Baby, when I tell you that book is scary, it's scary. I don't understand how Tanana Reeve Dew can write suspense in the way that she does. Like, reading her book, I can almost hear the creepy music. Does that make sense? I can hear the creepy music. I can hear the creepy music in the scenes where the, like, I never imagined that you could write a jump scare. It's truly amazing. But Jim Crow, Florida, 1950, 12-year-old Robert Stevens Jr., who, for a trivial scuffle with a white boy, is sent to the Gracetown School for Boys, but the segregated reformatory is a chamber of horrors haunted by the boys that have died there. In order to survive, the school governor and his funhouse, Robert, must enlist the help of the school's ghosts. Only they have their own motivations. If you liked The Nickel Boys by Colson Whitehead, I think you'll really enjoy this. It is a historical fiction, but it's also horror. Her writing, although a lot creepier, does put me in the mind of Victor LaValle. If you like Victor LaValle's work, I think you'll really like Tanana Reeve Dew. The next book that I'm going to tell you about is actually another book by her. It is a book of short stories. When you're venturing into a new genre, I think short stories is the way to go, if you can find them. The Wishing Pool and Other Stories. I listened to the audiobook for this last summer. That makes sense because this came out in, when was this published? Yeah, in 2023. So I listened to this, and I listened to her other book of short stories called Ghost Summer, which I'll also put on the screen. But The Wishing Pool and Other Stories, it says, in 14 powerhouse stories, Dew probes history, the grim present moment, and the not so far flung futures, delivering an expansive collection that still hits close to home. There are no false notes. Every piece is a study in tension, showcasing Dew's mastery at balancing action, suspense, and emotion, centering Black characters and often Black experiences. This is a standout in both Black horror and the genre more broadly. Some of these stories even made me laugh. Like, there's one in The Wishing Pool where a woman and her younger cousin are leaving a family funeral, and they are driving, I think, to the repast or something like that, and they end up down this road that is sort of like a portal, right? and they get like, either there's no signal or they get a flat or something like that, and they pull into this driveway and this ghost is harassing them, right? Like, it's an old ghost, older white woman ghost that is like bothering them. But the way that they have to navigate this situation, like, it was very creepy, but it still had its moments of funny. And I don't know if it was funny because my sense of humor is dark, but it was funny, dang it. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. I actually listened to it. It's like it's on my list of things that's like a comfort read in some ways. Next up, we have Model Home. This is by River Solomon. You guys may, remember River Solomon from some of their other books. So they wrote The Deep, which is a story about a mermaid. They also wrote Sorrowland, which is a good book. They wrote An Unkindness of Ghosts. That I did not read that one. But Model Home is their most recent release. It came out October 1st, so earlier this month. It says the three Maxwell siblings keep their distance from the lily white gated enclave outside Dallas where they grew up. When their family moved there, they were the only black family in the neighborhood. The neighbors acted nice enough, but right away bad things, scary things, the strange and the unexplainable began to happen in their house. Maybe it was some cosmic trial, a demonic rite of passage into the middle class. Whatever it was, the Maxwells, steered by their formidable mother, stayed put, unwilling to abandon their home. Terrors and trauma be damned. As adults, the siblings could finally get away from the horrors of home, leaving their parents all alone in the house. But when news of their parents' death arrives, Ezri is forced to return to Texas with their sisters, Eve and Emmanuel, to reckon with their family's past and present and to find out what happened while they were away. This is not a natural death for their parents, but was it supernatural? I don't know, that sound like my kind of carrying on. It sound like my kind of carrying on. I like me a little haunted house now. But I always, you know, when I step into a room and if I feel like it's friends from the other side over there, I just be like, as long as y'all got some decorum, I don't, you know, whatever, just don't be in here flickering lights and knocking stuff over. If you knock it over, pick it up. Have some sense about you now. Last but certainly not least, we have This Cursed House by Del Sandine. I believe this is their debut. It says, in this Southern Gothic debut, yes it is, a young black woman abandons her life in 1960s Chicago for a position with a mysterious family in New Orleans, only to discover the dark truth. They're under a curse and they think she can break it. My kind of carrying on. I love me a witch and a warlock now. This one might not necessarily be horror as much as it might be fantasy. But we'll see because I want to read it. And this one came out earlier this month as well, on October 8th. So, without further ado, I love you. You're kind, you're smart, you are important. Read something spooky. Dang it, it's not gonna hurt you. Bye, friends.